Seth Conrad Rich, January 3, 1989 – July 10, 2016, was a 27-year-old employee of the Democratic National Committee, DNC, who was fatally shot in the Bloomingdale neighborhood of Washington, D.C. The crime was used as the pretext for right-wing conspiracy theories, which have been debunked by law enforcement agencies in their official statements about the case. These theories falsely stated that there is credible evidence Rich was the source of the 2016 Democratic National Committee email leak. According to U.S. intelligence assessments, Russian intelligence services are most likely responsible for the hacking and the leak. Fox News retracted part of its reporting on the conspiracy theory, acknowledging that it had not met the outlet's standards for news coverage. Rich's parents have condemned the conspiracy theories and have urged members of the press to stop posting about the incident. They accused conspiracy theorists of politicizing their son's death for political gain, and called posters of the debunked conspiracy theories sociopaths and disgusting. In a statement released by the family, they said the people who promote the conspiracy theories are either blind to the damage they are doing to a murder victim's family or don't care, showing a profound lack of judgment and common decency. Seth Rich's parents asked for a retraction and an apology from Fox News, which spread the conspiracy theory. They sent a cease and desist letter to Rod Wheeler, the investigator whom Fox News cited as a source, demanding that he stop making comments about Seth. Members of the alt-right and certain commentators on Fox News, which has given airtime to the conspiracy theories, have been accused of having done so in order to distract public attention from negative news about the Trump administration. Early life and career. Rich grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, in a Jewish family. At the time of his death, Rich was the voter expansion data director at the DNC, where he had been employed for 2 years and had worked on a computer application to help voters locate polling stations. He didn't own an automobile and commuted to work by walking or riding a bicycle. In his spare time, he volunteered at the Humane Society. Death and aftermath. On Sunday, July 10, 2016, Rich was shot about a block from his apartment in the Bloomingdale neighborhood of Washington, D.C. He had been at Lao City Bar, a sports pub in the Columbia Heights neighborhood about 1.8 miles from his apartment, where he was a regular customer, and had left about 1:30 or 1:45 a.m. when the bar was closing. Police were alerted to gunfire at 4:20 a.m. by an automated gunfire locator called ShotSpotter. Rich was found conscious but later died in the hospital. According to police, he died from 2 shots to the back. Police said he may have been killed in an attempted robbery and that the neighborhood had recently been plagued by robberies. Although Rich's watch strap was torn, nothing had apparently been taken from him. Rich's girlfriend told NBC's Washington affiliate WRC-TV, "There had been a struggle. His hands were bruised, his knees are bruised, his face is bruised, and yet he had 2 shots to his back, and yet they never took anything. They didn't finish robbing him, they just took his life." The Metropolitan Police Department, MPDC, posted its customary reward of $25,000 for information about the death. On the day after the shooting, DNC Chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz issued a statement mourning his loss and praising Rich's work to support voter rights. 2 days after the shooting, Hillary Clinton spoke of his death during a speech advocating limiting the availability of guns. In September, Rich's parents and girlfriend appeared on the syndicated television show Crime Watch Daily to speak about the murder case. The police told the family they had found a surveillance videotape showing a glimpse of the legs of 2 people who could possibly be the killers, but have not released the tape. In October 2016, a plaque and bike rack outside the DNC headquarters were dedicated to Rich's memory. In February 2017, the Bethel Synagogue in Omaha named an existing scholarship after Rich, one which helps Jewish children attend summer camps. On March 19, 2017, Rich's brother Aaron started a GoFundMe campaign to try to raise $200,000 for private investigation, public outreach activities, and a reward fund. Family's reaction. The family of Seth Rich issued a statement saying, "We simply want to find his killers and grieve. Instead, we are stuck having to constantly fight against non-facts, baseless allegations, and general stupidity to defend my brother's name and legacy." The family spokesperson said at this point, "Only people with transparent political agendas or sociopaths are still perpetuating Seth Rich conspiracies." The parents of Seth Rich authored a piece in the Washington Post on May 23, 2017 titled, "We're Seth Rich's Parents. Stop politicizing our son's murder," in which they wrote, "We are asking you to please consider our feelings and words. There are people who are using our beloved Seth's memory and legacy for their own political goals, and they are using your outrage to perpetuate our nightmare. We ask those purveying falsehoods to give us peace, and to give law enforcement the time and space to do the investigation they need to solve our son's murder." Conspiracy theories. WikiLeaks statements and rewards equals. The murder stoked right-wing Clinton conspiracy theories and defamatory narratives against the victim. On August 9, 2016, a WikiLeaks account on Twitter said WikiLeaks was offering a $20,000 reward for information leading to a conviction, although Rich's family said they were unable to verify this reward offer. When making the offer for the reward, WikiLeaks said their offer should not be taken as implying that Rich had been involved in leaking information to them. Assistant Police Chief Peter Newsham also said the police had no information suggesting a connection between Rich's death and data obtained by WikiLeaks. However, Julian Assange, the founder of WikiLeaks, seemed to imply a connection when, unbidden, he talked about the case on a Dutch news program. People who worked with Rich discounted the idea that he could be some sort of expert computer hacker helping to leak information to foreigners. In November, Republican lobbyist Jack Berkman stated he was personally offering a $100,000 reward in addition to those announced by the police department and WikiLeaks, and he added another $5,000 to his offer in December and another $25,000 in January. Berkman's offers raised the total offered reward to $175,000 if the WikiLeaks offer is included, which is the highest amount ever offered for solving a murder in Washington, D.C. Rich's parents repeatedly stated their distress at the politicization of his murder and the conspiracy theories promoted in right-wing circles. Fox News controversy On May 15, 2017, Fox 5 DC, WTTG, reported the uncorroborated and later largely retracted claims by Rod Wheeler, a Fox News contributor and former homicide detective, that there was evidence Seth Rich had contacted WikiLeaks and that law enforcement were covering this up, claims which were never independently verified by Fox. The next day, Fox News published a lead story on its website and provided extensive coverage on its cable news channel about what it said were Wheeler's uncorroborated claims about the murder of Seth Rich. In reporting these claims, the Fox News report reignited conspiracy theories about the killing. According to NPR, within a day of the original Fox report, Google searches for Rich had overtaken searches for James Comey, even amid continuous news about the former FBI director's conversations with Trump. The Washington Post noted that Fox News chose to lead with this story at a time when most other media outlets were covering allegations that President Trump leaked intelligence to Russian officials. The Washington Post noted that it is rare for a news organization to have such a close relationship with the people it is covering, as Wheeler was playing three roles at once, as a Fox source, as a paid contributor to the network and as a supposedly independent investigator of the murder. When Wheeler appeared on Sean Hannity's Fox News shows, these multiple roles were not disclosed to viewers. Bauman also said that the family had engaged the services of Wheeler on the recommendation of Ed Butowski, a Texas businessman and conservative commentator who paid for Wheeler's services. The family spokesperson, the Washington, D.C. Police Department, the Washington, D.C. Mayor's Office, the FBI, and law enforcement sources familiar with the case all disputed Wheeler's claims. The family said, "We are a family who is committed to facts, not fake evidence that surfaces every few months to fill the void and distract law enforcement and the general public from finding Seth's murderers." Bauman criticized Fox News for its reporting, alleging that the outlet was motivated by a desire to deflect attention from the Trump-Russia story. "I think there's a very special place in hell for people that would use the memory of a murder victim in order to pursue a political agenda." The family has called for retractions and apologies from Fox News for the inaccurate reporting. Over the course of the day, Fox News altered the contents of the story and the headline, but did not issue corrections. When CNN contacted Wheeler later that day, he said that he had no evidence that Rich had contacted WikiLeaks. Wheeler claimed that Fox had presented his quotes misleadingly and that he only learned about the possible existence of the evidence from a Fox News reporter. Despite the investigators' retraction and no evidence in favor of the theory, Sean Hannity's show and Fox and Friends continued to promote the conspiracy theory for the remainder of the week. Former House Speaker Newt Gingrich and Geraldo Rivera also took part in spreading the conspiracy. On May 19, 2017, an attorney for the Rich family sent a cease and desist letter to Wheeler. Fox News issued a retraction of the story on May 23, 2017 and removed the original article, but did not issue a correction. After this, Sean Hannity, one of Fox News's biggest stars, who pushed the theory, remained unapologetic. In their May 23 statement, Fox News said, "The article was not initially subjected to the high degree of editorial scrutiny we require for all our reporting. Upon appropriate review, the article was found not to meet those standards and has since been removed." The Poynter Institute said that the retraction was woefully inadequate, noting that the two-paragraph statement published under the politics category on the network's website, doesn't say what about Fox News reporting was inaccurate, that its original source backed away from his claim that he had information showing Rich was in touch with WikiLeaks. It doesn't replace the bad information with accurate information, that police believe Rich was murdered during a robbery. It doesn't specify who in the organization is being held accountable, and the correction doesn't appear on the original story to explain why it was removed, nor has it been shared in the on-air forums where the inaccurate story was promoted. As of this writing, the original URL displays a 404 error. Fox News isn't even acknowledging to people who click the link to the original story that it's been retracted. See also Conspiracy theories. Crime in the District of Columbia. Fake news. List of unsolved deaths. References. Further reading. Abraham, Rabbi Stephen, July 22, 2016. In Memoriam, Seth Conrad Rich. The Jewish Press. Omaha. Eulogy given by Rabbi Stephen Abraham of Bethel Synagogue at the service on July 13, 2016. Carol, Lauren, May 23, 2017. Sanders, Katie, ed. The baseless claim that slain DNC staffer Seth Rich gave emails to WikiLeaks. PolitiFact. Tampa Bay Times. Harris, Chris, July 13, 2016. Friends of slain DNC staffer Seth Rich remember him as honest and self-sacrificing people.